This is Zach Meir with the US Chartbreakers here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Friday, the 14th of July. Starting off with the S&P, where we're gapping higher through recent resistance around 44.60. Above that, looking for, well, we were looking for as high as 47.20 by the end of next month. And the way things are going, could even be by the end of this month. But nevertheless, support, old resistance, the new supports are around 44.60. Below that, worst case at the moment, 43.90. Which was basically the old resistance line there from November becoming new support. Moving on to the stocks, and good to see, as usual, quite a few repeat stocks here. But first one is Bit Digital, and here we've got a bull flag that's been in place for the sort of 3 or 4 weeks now. Looking for the breakout through the top of that bull flag around 480. And above that, looking for the top of that rising trend channel from back in June last year, as high as $7 as soon as the end of next month. But the key here is holding above that $4 area. On to a new stock, which looks as though it could become quite a regular, given the way the price action's going. Block. Here we've had a nice breakout through the 50 and 200-day moving averages over the last few weeks. Also closing the top of that gap there around $73, above 73, looking for as high as $100, and that could happen as soon as the end of next month. If you're cautious, you might be waiting for a break of the $78 area, which was resistance on the way down back in March, but looks as though with the 50 and 200-day moving averages both rising, bounce off RSI 50 and the run up to a golden cross, a potential golden cross, the shares should have some momentum behind them. Moving on to a stock which is one of the most regular stocks here, Cleanspark. You can see that the shares have been vertical basically since the beginning of the month. We hit our initial target there around $5.80, and the next target here as high as $9, and that should happen hopefully by the end of this month. Only back below the old resistance there around $6.80, really delaying the prospect of the $9 zone by the end of July. Onto a stock which had a decent gap higher yesterday, in fact, a very big gap higher yesterday through both the 50 and 200-day moving averages, Juizi or Juizi rather, and here you can see that previous resistance around $3.50, hopefully coming in as new support today. We'll have to allow down to the 200-day line around $3.20, maybe as a stop loss, but above that, hoping that the shares will make a beeline for that resistance line projection from back in December. That's heading as high as $8. Maybe that could be seen by the end of next month. But the key here really is holding that 200-day line. Anything above that as support would be a bonus. A regular here is the next stock, and doing rather well, Marathon Digital. Vertical move over the last few weeks, and we hit our first target there around $16. Above 16, we were looking for as high as 20, which hopefully will be seen over the next week or two. Break of the $20 area on an end-of-day close basis. We could be looking for a new target here, which is a resistance line projection from back in August last year, and that's heading for $25. Maybe we'll see that by the end of next month, but certainly up above $16, appearing quite strong there on Marathon Digital. Another strong situation coming up, which I don't think we've looked at recently, is Nickola Corporation. Here we've broken through the 200-day line for the first time in nearly a year. Neckline resistance around the $1.70 level, and above 170, looking for as high as $4 as soon as the end of next month. 50-day moving average rising already. We've already had gaps through the 50-day line back in June. And so this does look as though it is a strong situation with plenty of momentum as well. Well, probably the stock of the year coming up next in the form of Nvidia. Here you can see that still gapping higher after that massive gap that we had back in May. A little mini trend channel there based around the $425 level, but the gaps up higher suggest that our target there at 470 should be hit pretty soon, maybe in the next session or two, and above 470 looking for as high as best case scenario target here at $520, maybe by the end of next month. But amazing performance there at Nvidia over the course of 2023. Onto a stock which is also makes decent appearances, decent number of appearances here. Plug Power and broadening triangle base. The resistance line projection there is as high as $14, and we're looking for that, especially while we're above the resistance there from June, around $11.80. So above 11.80, looking for 14 over the next few weeks. Another regular as well coming up, which is always good because it shows the charting is working, right platforms. Another vertical mover here, and the initial target there, $15. Looking now for the second target here that we've had up to $22. Hopefully that'll happen over the next week or two. Big picture target maybe from the end of next month as high as $32, which is a resistance line projection from way back at the beginning of last year. This stage only back below recent support for the shares around $17, $17 to $17.50, really delaying the upside scenario. New name coming up next, but hopefully it will be a regular, Snail Inc. And here we had a massive unfilled gap to the upside. Recent consolidation and recent resistance had its highs around $1.70, above 170, looking for that late 2022 resistance line projection as high as $2.60. Hopefully we'll see that by the end of next month. The more time we spend above $2, obviously the better it is on that situation. Moving on to Shopify, which has been covered here, I think, since the since we were in the 50s. We're now I've actually closed up at $70 mark. The target we had here up to $71, so hopefully we'll get that hit sometime in the next couple of sessions. Through 71, there's a new target now, which is a resistance line there from back in October, and that's heading for $84. And ideally, we see that by the end of next month, especially given the way we've had double and triple gaps higher unfilled over the last few sessions. On to the last three. First one is one that I just looked at earlier this week, but making good progress on Terawulf. You can see that we just rallied shy of the target that we were looking for. That was around the $4 mark. The idea is here that an end of day close above $4 should be enough to then give us a new target as high as $5.10, as hopefully as soon as the end of next month. But what a mover that stock has been over the recent past. Unity, another regular here on the US Chartbreakers, and you can see why with the current bull flag breakout that we've had. Unfilled gap to the upside at the end of last month was the power for this stock, and at least while we're above the $45 area, which was the basically the June-July double top, looking for as high as $55 by the end of next month. Finishing off with Utime, and you can see that the market here in a bull flag, hoping for the bull flag to deliver a breakout. Support in the recent past around the $2 mark, and above that looking for as high as $3.30 by the end of next month. So that's factoring in that we might have to consolidate a bit longer before we push definitively to the upside. That's it from me today. More updates over the weekend.